morning, everyone. Welcome to NerdBacon's coverage of E3 2016. I'm the Watchman, all by my lonesome today here in the Watchman's Lair. Why is this chat so huge right now? Good night. Hang on a second. Let me fix this up here. What in the world? Just gonna adjust that down. Let's try 15. See what that does. I don't know. That's all distorted. That's so weird. All right. I'm not gonna worry about it now. Anyway, just coming in for a quick evening update. I've been watching streams all bloody day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about E3'd out. I've been cramped in the Watchman's Lair for like 10 hours straight watching streams. My eyes are about to bleed. My fingers are worked to the nubs. It's all terrible. All by myself. That's right. I am all by myself, making sure everything's plugged in. I'm good to go. All right. Anyway, so I just wanted to provide a quick update. A couple of exciting announcements. Rhythm Haven Megamix is out right now. Apparently, this was announced on Nintendo's stream just a little bit ago. So that's out right now. You can pick it up on your Nintendo 3DS or download the free demo, which is now available through Nintendo's eShop as well. But one thing that I was particularly excited about, this is one of those little games that it's coming out. It's not a huge deal, but gosh darn it, you just want to play the game. And that's Dragon Quest VII. And boys and girls, Dragon Quest VII finally has a release date. It's September 16th, I believe. Yes, September 16th, 2016. And I'm really excited about this game because it looks so darn pretty. The 3DS version looks amazing. And I feel bad because I missed this game when it first came out on the PlayStation. I remember checking it out when I worked at what was then Babbage's, before it was software, or before it was GameStop back in the day. I checked it out, but we were living in a post-Final Fantasy VII world, like a fresh post-Final Fantasy VII, post-Final Fantasy VIII, post-Final Fantasy IX, post-Chrono Cross world, and to see the way that the graphics were on that original PlayStation release, it was just like, I'm not impressed. And I always felt bad about it. So I'm really excited now that this game is coming back out. It's been redone entirely. It looks better than ever. It looks so much better than that original PlayStation release. So I'm pretty excited for Dragon Quest VII. The only thing that I'm disappointed about is that they originally said it was going to be out in the summer, and now we got to wait till September. That's just, I get it. There's a lot of localization to do, but I'd like to have it in my hands right now. But that's okay. We're going to get it eventually. Just look at that. It's so pretty. This game is also going to be a long, long game, too. The game's going to be so long. Most people say that they put in like 100 bloody hours into this game. Like, that's the average that they put in, 100 hours. Let's see. Have I seen Double Fine's Headlander game? I have not. I'm going to have to look that up. Not tonight, though. I'm going to do this stream for just a couple minutes, and then I'm calling it quits. I got to let my eyes rest. I got to let my eyes rest and my brain recharge, and then I'll watch a little bit tomorrow and write some more articles tomorrow, and maybe do another stream tomorrow. What else was I... Oh, I wanted to talk about virtual reality. Now, it's no secret how skeptical I have been of virtual reality. I haven't tried it yet, I'll admit that. I know seeing on this is believing, but I've been very skeptical about it. I thought Sony's conference had a little bit of a mixed message with VR because I wasn't quite sure. Like, they talked about Final Fantasy and Batman and Star Wars and stuff like that, and they weren't quite clear with whether or not these were full games or if this is going to be just like a special mode or something like that within the game. So it wasn't quite clear. But I was watching some of the streams today. I got a little bit of clarification. So Final Fantasy 15, Star Wars, Battlefront, the X-Wing thing, those are just modes within those games. You got a VR headset, cool. You can take advantage of the VR modes within those games. But then I started to get my mind blown a little bit after seeing this Farpoint first-person shooter game. It's like, that was the one where you were set on Mars and everything. I did an article yesterday. I didn't realize this, but they're coming out with this peripheral, this gun peripheral that like builds in a little analog stick, and then it's got the PlayStation Move technology in there. So it's like you don't have to hold extra controllers or anything like you would with a Wii or a PlayStation Move, and you don't break the immersion of VR by holding a DualShock controller. In fact, let me switch on over to that trailer here. You don't break the immersion or anything with that controller. You've got this gun controller, so the movement looks so natural. And if you're if you're needing to duck behind a rock, you're actually ducking behind a rock. I hate pop-up ads. Damn you, YouTube. So you actually like duck down behind a rock, and you can put the gun over your head and shoot and everything. Like I kind of want to try that. I'm not a big first-person shooter game, but I kind of want to try that. I agree with you, Charge Terror. I don't want to go broke either. $400, that's like right in that sweet spot. It's a little bit expensive for my blood. I'd rather see it at $300 personally, but it's in that sweet spot where I could kind of justify it if there was enough cool stuff out there for that. But this game looks pretty darn neat. I got high hopes for it. I don't know. I don't know if it's one of those things that's going to look really cool, but just as a game kind of fails to live up to the concept. Or it could be like freaking remarkable. I don't know. I was also a little bit disappointed as we talked about in the post Sony conference stream. I was a little disappointed in myself with how impressed we were with the Call of Duty trailer. And I thought it was really funny because they didn't tell you it was Call of Duty until after the trailer was out there. But I'd love to see kind of a space combat game like that, where it's focusing more on being in a ship and flying around, and then you can get out and do some other stuff. The problem with Call of Duty is that you're just going to be like the ship, the flying aspects are going to be just a little part of it, but then the focus is going to be on the first person shooting. I'd rather see the focus on like the ship aspects of it, and then you get out and you do some other tasks, like maybe to get out and repair part of a spaceship or like a big capital ship or something like that. Or maybe you have to get in and do some infiltration and do some stealth action or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. But the other thing that kind of blew my mind was the Lord of Rocksteady Games, Sefton Hill, was just on the PlayStation stream just a couple of minutes ago before I came onto this, talking about Batman VR. And this game, it's going to be a full game. I'm a little bit shocked. I thought this was just here's a fun mode that's going to be with the Batman Arkham Knight remaster. You'll have VR mode. No. This is going to be a full Batman experience. And I was shocked because I thought Rocksteady was done. But Sefton was talking about how they wanted to explore Batman in VR. And that's pretty awesome to me. Let's see. Charge Terror, you say there was a device that you ran on and would have you run in-game. Also, there was a gun and the headset. So why don't you use that? Because you could play without needing a huge room, but it's probably really expensive. Yeah, I'd like to know if that gun peripheral, if that is packed in with Farpoint, or if that is if it's going to be compatible with any other games or anything like that. The problem with Call of Duty is that it is Call of Duty. Exactly. That is why I never have gotten into Call of Duty. It was all right at first. It was kind of it was a Medal of Honor clone. But ever since it went into the modern warfare, like bro shoot 'em up crowd, I have not wanted to play it. It's just, I don't know. That's just not my style. It's not my cup of tea. So yeah, I agree. I tried out Modern Warfare when I first got my Xbox 360 back in the day, and it was impressive. It's a fun game, but it's just not something that I want to seek out. There's other stuff that I'd rather play, especially like in September. You got Dragon Quest 7 coming out. You got No Man's Sky coming out. I'd much rather play No Man's Sky. That's really embarrassing. This fell off. We're just done. We're done. We're done with that. All right. Goodbye. Batman VR might be a little bit weird. We'll see. VR is in this it's in this experimentation phase right now, and it's going to be really interesting to see where the experiment goes, how far they can take this, whether or not it's going to be successful. I don't know. I know I cannot wait for No Man's Sky. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. It could just be the most boring, repetitive thing ever, but I'm still like so psyched just to get a hold of this game and try it out. Just the idea of being able to jump in a spaceship and fly around and discover new planets in this endless galaxy is just, it's so mind-blowing. And the concept of making this procedurally generated galaxy where anything is possible, you have this nearly infinite number of planets, so many planets. What's his face? I can't think of his name. I can't think of the No Man's Sky guy's name right now, but Sean Murray. Thank you. Thank you, me. Thank you, brain. Sean Murray has gone on record saying that there are so many planets to discover that if you went and spent 1 second on each planet, you would be exploring the game after the sun, like our real life sun, burned out. So that's in a few billion years, God willing. But it's just mind-boggling what is created. And I know who was it? I think it was Justice Scooby on the Sony chat when I mentioned that Elon Musk was looking at No Man's Sky and kind of questioning, like, is this how our reality is built? And then somebody on the chat called Elon Musk a conspiracy theorist. Well, no, he's not a conspiracy theorist, because there's actual research that's been going in that's suggesting that our reality is actually a simulation. And they found actual mathematical evidence to point to this being a simulation. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but there is that research going on. And if that research turns out to be true, No Man's Sky could be like a microcosm model of how the universe is actually constructed. It's really mind-blowing. So, but it's just a game, and I still cannot wait to play that game. So yeah, VR, it's got me, it's getting me interested. It's getting me intrigued. I gotta get a headset on first before I can really go gung-ho. And even then, it leads to these weird questions about what kind of effect is VR going to have on a person. Hi, Lalo51869. How goes it? Welcome to the NerdBacon E3 stream here. Just talking a little bit about No Man's Sky, talking about virtual reality. I was talking about how I've been really skeptical about virtual reality, but some stuff that's getting shown right now, like Farpoint and this Batman VR thing, it's got the Watchman's eyebrow raised up, getting kind of interested in this. But I was going into the potential psychological aspects. You've seen all the fear-mongering news reports. Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson has that same theory. I think he's been reading, the same types of publications that have been talking about that theory that reality is just a simulation. They even found evidence that they've theorized that reality, like, we could be living on a two-dimensional plane of existence, and what we're experiencing is a hologram. And these are articles. I'm trying to just recall these off the top of my head here. I'd have to go do some Google searching. You watched The Watchmen. But anyway, what we saw all these fear-mongering articles about, how playing violent video games will make you violent. The next mass murderer comes from somebody playing violent video games. We've seen all those articles. So what kind of response are we going to have from people playing virtual reality? I've raised the issue before, playing these horror games like Resident Evil 7 and, stuff that's going to be even more psychologically impactful coming down the pike than Resident Evil. Are you going to go through like post-traumatic stress syndrome. On the PlayStation stream during the Batman interview, the guy interviewing Sefton Hill from Rocksteady Games kind of made a joke that kind of got me thinking about, this game allows you to be the Batman in a greater sense than we've ever experienced before, and then having to take that virtual reality headset off and returning to real life. Are people going to start going through like post VR depression? Are they going to have such a profound experience within VR that they're never going to leave? I think I saw a headline earlier today, and I didn't get to the actual story, but I want to say I saw a headline where Mark Zuckerberg was talking about how we're all going to be plugged into the Matrix within 50 years. I don't know exactly what that means, whether he's talking about, a virtual reality type thing, or I don't think he's literally talking about what was depicted in the Matrix movie, but I don't know, man. There's an aspect about virtual reality that is really it's very cool, it's intriguing, but there's a little bit of something that's scary about virtual reality too, that I don't know, something just makes me a little bit hesitant to embrace it. But anyway, that's just me. We'll have to wait until we actually get to play it. The other thing that I was looking at, I was listening to Kazunori Yamauchi talking about Gran Turismo Sport. I love Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, when it came out in 1998, I believe, 1999, somewhere in that time frame. I want to say it was 98. What a revolution. What a bloody revolution. Think about it. There had never been a game quite like Gran Turismo when Gran Turismo came out. Yes, we had racing games. Most of them were arcade-style racing games. The more realistic racing games were like NASCAR games. And then we had like cartoony Mario Kart and stuff like that. But there was never anything that used like regular production model cars. And there was never anything... Yeah, I know. There needs to be another Burnout. What the heck? Where is Burnout? Bring back the Burnout! I think Bernie Sanders used all the Burnout.
Why don't we bring back the Burn? I will get in this virtual... How about we have Bernie Sanders Burnout DLC? It's a match made in heaven.
Anyway, I'm digressing. Gran Turismo, love letter to automobile industry, and it's advanced so much since then. But here comes Gran Turismo Sport. We've got a focus on esports apparently, which is cool. We gotta have the esports, gotta focus on the esports there. But then Kazunori Yamauchi is talking a little bit. He's talking about, well, we can't do dynamic weather during the races because it slows down the frame rate and everything. Okay, that's cool. You can set your weather before the race starts. I'll take that. But then he starts talking about, well, there's not going to be as many cars. Okay, I don't need 600 cars. I'll take 150 to 200 cars. That's fine. And then he's talking about, well, we're also, we want the beginners to really be able to jump in and play this game as well. So, there's still tuning options, but there's not going to be quite as many tuning options as there were maybe in previous Gran Turismo games. And that has me thinking, wait a second. If you're taking out the tuning options, then you're kind of taking away that essence of Gran Turismo. And yeah, you've got this amazing engine where you're going to bring people together. You're going to bring people together and have them face off. And you're kind of he's talking about trying to create a brand new type of sport within esports, because he's got this official racing body sanction and everything. He's creating these different type of leagues and everything like that. It all sounds very cool, but what does it matter if you're stripping away the essence of Gran Turismo? If you take away that essence, it's not really Gran Turismo. It's a cool racing game, but it's not Gran Turismo. So I'm holding out hope. I'll still play the game. There's a lot of good games out there. Forza has done an amazing job, and in a lot of ways, they've eclipsed what Gran Turismo has done. And I tell you, if I ever get an Xbox One or a better PC, then I will definitely be be rushing out to get the latest Forza racing game. Project Cars is a pretty good game. There's that Auto Corsica game that's coming out as well. It's already out on on the PC, but it's going to be coming out to PS4, and I'm not sure if it's coming out on Xbox One or not. So there are other options. So Gran Turismo has to double down and really make sure that that they're setting themselves apart from the competition. But I will say this game does look absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait. Here, I gotta get the logo down there. I can't wait for this to come out in November. I think mid-November, right in time for Thanksgiving, so you can eat some turkey and then race around in Gran Turismo. And I believe it has a virtual reality mode, so you can race too fast in virtual reality and quickly expel all that turkey from your system back out through your mouth, if you know what I mean. So that is what we have on Gran Turismo. I hope it turns out well. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. One thing, I was really surprised. I wrote a story about something that I saw. It's on NerdBacon.com right now. The number one game that's being mentioned from E3 2016 on social media right now, not God of War, not Horizon Zero Dawn, not Resident Evil 7, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Number one game being mentioned on social media. And not just by a little bit, by like 20, 30,000 social media hits over its nearest competition. Nearest competition is Battlefield 1, which is yet to cross the 50,000 social media hit threshold from the article that I published. Yeah, really, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I don't know what it means. What I speculated at in this article, and again, you can go check this out over at NerdBacon.com. I would highly encourage it, because I've been sitting and writing all day for you. But I think what it means is that, A, people love Legend of Zelda. Link in the canon of Legend of Zelda. Exactly. I know it's still popular. Well, here's the thing. People have grown up with Legend of Zelda, and it's like this legend that gets passed down from generation to generation. You know, each new generation picks up the mantle of Link, just like each new generation in Hyrule, when Hyrule gets into trouble, whenever a threat befalls Hyrule, a green tunicked warrior named Link will appear. So it's kind of a dichotomy where art and life are crossing and converging and imitating each other. So that's kind of cool. But the other thing that came to mind was Nintendo. That's not a bad idea what you did, making sure that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be a launch game on NX. Because what better game to help build buzz around your new system but to have the number one game mentioned on social media from E3 2016, a game from a franchise that's near and dear to our hearts, showing up as a launch title for your new system. I think that's a pretty good idea. And we'll see. We'll see if it helps with the NX launch. It's going to be so interesting. 2017, guys. I know we're only halfway through 2016, but my God, the Watchmen's always got to be watching the future, right? 2017 is going to be so weird. I didn't think we were going to have a 3-dog console fight coming up in 2017, but that's what we're going to have. We're going to have Zelda, or we're going to have a NX versus Project Scorpio, which sounds more and more like a James Bond villain every time I think about it. And we're going to have Project Neo, or whatever Sony's calling their upgraded PlayStation 4. So what a weird, wonderful, wacky time that we're going to live in. Other than that, I've been kicking around some ideas in my head because, it's E3. There has to be an obligatory top 10 E3 2016 games of E3 2016 countdown article. Or maybe I should just do a top 10 E3 2016 broadcast. Maybe that would be more fun. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. I was going to look at maybe doing an article tomorrow, but now the Watchman has to rethink this. Maybe the Watchman should do this Friday or Saturday night. Maybe that would be more fun. I don't know. If you think a video would be more fun, or an article would be more fun, comment on the Twitch chat or comment on our Facebook page, I think would be a little bit better. Just write a little message on Facebook or tweet us at nerd_bacon. Yeah, or you can find me personally at Dave the Watchman over at Twitter.com. But anyway, yeah, Console Wars 9.2. This is what, the 8th generation, so this would be like console generation 8.5 coming up here. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to finalize this top 10 list. I know games like Legend of Zelda are going to be on there. That just, God, it looks so good. I know games like, how can you have a top 10 conversation without God of War being on there? I know stuff like that's going to be on there. I still cannot wait till February to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. It's going to be a tough time narrowing it down to just 10 games that I think were pretty awesome looking at E3 2016. What'll be even harder, though, is if I go to E3 next year. God willing, I'll go to E3 next year and get to play some of this stuff. That's the dream, man. That is the dream. Go to E3 next year, play some of this stuff, report from the show floor. You know what? What is exciting is today is June 15th. Let's see, I play Nintendo games there, not on PC. I would play whatever I can get my grubby hands on just so I can take it all in. I would love to spend an hour and a half with Legend of Zelda. I'd love to get over there and try out Injustice a little bit. I'd love to try, I'm sure they got, I want to play Recore so badly. I'd love to check out the new Forza Horizon. See if they got Scalebound, try out some of this VR stuff. Don't get me started. But one thing, today is June 15th. In 30 days' time, yours truly, getting on an airplane, flying to Las Vegas, me, Mighty Miguel, hitting the largest fighting game tournament in the world. That's right, EVO 2016. I am so hype. After watching this for years and years and years at home, I'm so excited to actually get to go there. And I'm not sure what kind of reports I'll be filing, but I will be filing as many reports as possible and trying to bring a fresh perspective on the fighting game scene and the tournament scene. So I'm really excited. Just 30 days away. I can hardly believe we are that close to EVO 2016. That's my problem. Again, that's why the Watchman was an appropriate name for my handle, because I'm always looking ahead. It's hard for me to enjoy the present, what we have. So let's just take a break and enjoy what we have right now. And what we have right now is an awesome E3 with awesome games. Let's see. Double X Alamery wants me to jerk off. I don't think I can do that on the Twitch. Yeah, I can't do that on Twitch. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to imagine it. I'm sorry, but have fun with that. Anyway, that's it for today's stream for NerdBacon here at E3 2016. We might be back tomorrow with a little bit. I'll be throwing up a few articles, but I'm gonna wind my coverage down personally for E3 2016 here because. It is taxing to do all that. But anyway, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes out to join us and hang out, and I hope you had fun. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can subscribe to the channel right here on Twitch and check out some of our playing that we do. What I need to do is do a walkthrough of that Resident Evil 7 demo. It's just sitting on my PS4 waiting for me to get in there. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to NerdBacon. Thanks for joining us. We will see you later.